When objects are loaded in TrueSpace, they come initially with a default texture space, a UV mapping. It is called UV mapping because it's not in a world XY plane, but it's in the object's UV plane. So we load the sphere, which has a default UV mapping, which is reasonable, and we'll deform it a little bit in order to show that other forms of projections we can have. One of them is spherical projection, which with a direct manipulation widget can be nicely then rotated and manipulated. Or we could choose cylindrical projection, which is perhaps more appropriate in certain circumstances. Or we could choose a cubic projection, which doesn't really work very well with this object, but like any other projections can be nicely manipulated with direct manipulation through space 6 controls. Planar projection is very often very useful, and you can see that with the rotational diamonds we can actually change the angle of the plane, and we can have the textures like, for example, marble projected or actually repeated throughout the object. Planar projection is very useful. And we have a simple shrink wrap, which works very quickly and does a medium quality job. You can see that now the texture is wrapped like a fur on the animal. But we have a sophisticated shrink wrap, which literally is using a technique called pelting, where we slice through the object UV coordinates, which are superimposed on the mesh, and then we simply invoke this advanced algorithm, which literally stretches the UV skin over the shape of the object. You can see it on the top of the screen, and that creates a much better result. In fact, it wraps the texture around the object in a very advanced way for the best results. Also, in TrueSpace 6 we have another capability called decal. If you had a bottle, for example, and you would put a label on it, this is what you would use. You can see that default coordinate system on a sphere for UV is not that great for sphere, but we load another material and we activate the decal tool. It's called material rectangle tool, and immediately you can see the other material superimposed in black because we cannot see both textures simultaneously, but when you render, there they are. So you can position multiple textures, multiple decals like this.